How can you have your Frosty before you have your biscuits? That's good. But man, my taste buds are tingling. Are my taste buds deceived? As this food is starting to settle a little bit, I'm kind of not feeling so great. Good morning on this cool and breezy Monday morning, where it's currently 57 degrees at 8:45 a.m. And Bailey just went taking off chasing a quail, so I don't know where she's at. I'm kind of looking forward to my day because I don't have a lot planned except for an appointment across town and a taste test. That's it. I'm gonna be trying some of the new Wendy's menu items, and I have a consultation appointment. That's it. And by the way, there's Bailey. Good girl. Good girl. I can throw it to you when you let go of it. I'll try standing here, see if I can get out of the window over here. You know, when I go to sleep at night and when I wake up in the morning, my brain's usually kind of fried. So in that fried, diminished state, I like to watch somewhat diminished IQ level videos. So I tend to watch things like fight videos, body cam footage. I never watch that stuff in the daytime, but at night and the first thing in the morning, it's what I want to watch. So last night I ran across one that was kind of funny. It was this woman who said, there's this creepy guy who was trying to talk to me, but everybody in the comments was flaming her because the guy was actually being nice. I guess she just wasn't interested. People were saying, what's creepier, someone politely talking to you, or you posting that online as if they did something wrong? I think in the case of someone like that, not everybody, but in someone like that, what's creepy is an inverse correlation to how attracted she is. If a good-looking guy walked up to her and said those exact same words, oh, this nice guy walked up to me today. You're not interested? He's creepy. You're interested? He's funny. I'm generalizing. I know not everybody's like that, but there are some like that. It certainly works the other way as well with guys. So, you know, guys, you ain't off the hook. There's some of us out there that can be just like that. You know what I don't watch, even when my mind is in a diminished state, are prank videos and family vlogs, the scourge of YouTube. And some of these so-called prank channels are just like people going for harassing people in public. Like it's not even funny. Like that one guy got shot, remember that? Tanner, whatever his name is? I'm not condoning someone getting shot, but you know, you start harassing people in public, you play your fire, you might get burnt. YouTube should just get rid of those channels. The publicly harassing channels, get rid of them. Come on, Neil, or whatever your CEO's name is. Get him out of here. You're getting rid of the slop? Get rid of the human slop too. That's what these fake harassing channels are. The human slop. I'm not even sure human slop's any better than AI slop. Maybe even worse, because AI doesn't know what it's doing. Humans do. You know, this is the spot where I filmed my very first video on YouTube. Right here. And that tree was this tall. That's how long it's come. And Bailey was 2 years old. Now look at her. Bailey. But I think since I have so much planned today as far as the taste test goes, I'm gonna have to break it up into two groups. My morning taste test, my appointment, and then my afternoon taste test. I'll be sick of Wendy's at that point. So because of that, I think I'm gonna dispense with any further jabbering, and I'm gonna get right to it. So let's head over across town to the first taste test, which should be the Wendy's near my appointment, and see how that goes. Oh, you're still here? Let's go. Alright, it is time for the newest Freakin' 2 food review. I'm the generic car reviewer again today. I'm on my way to an appointment. I stopped at Wendy's to try some of the new menu items. They have some for breakfast, some for dinner. I'm splitting up my review, I guess. This just came out today. Usually I'm not one of those guys that jump on the bandwagon to try to have the first video out there, but today I just happened to need something to test out, and it was readily available. So the new menu items include a couple breakfast biscuits, breakfast potatoes, a hamburger, and some drinks. So this morning, for my first round of tests, I've got the jalapeno biscuit, the jalapeno potatoes, and the cookie dough Frosty. Let's start off with the Frosty before it melts. Supposedly has brownie batter sauce and a base of either chocolate or vanilla. I chose chocolate because it sounds better. Although vanilla might look visually better on camera, I don't care. There's a good amount of cookie dough on top. How about the rest of it? How about inside? Let's see. To paraphrase Pink Floyd, how can you have your Frosty before you have your biscuits? All right, let me try to stir this up a little bit. I mean, it looks good. It's got to be good, right? I mean, I like all the ingredients. There's no way it's gonna be bad. Just how good is it? I'm gonna kind of stir this up a little bit so I can try to get everything in a couple bites here. Because I don't think I really want to eat an entire Frosty with nothing in my stomach. So it's a Frosty base, brownie batter sauce, and cookie dough. Sounds pretty basic. Sounds pretty good. Here we go. First bite. The cookie dough is good. I mean, it's kind of what you expect. It tastes exactly like I expect it to, which is certainly a good thing. I mean, so far I've gotten cookie dough in every bite. Let me dig down further and see if I can see how prominent this cookie dough is. They don't chintz on the cookie dough, man. Every bite has had more than one piece of cookie dough. Will everyone be like that? Probably not, but I guess I got lucky. It's a good combination. I don't think anybody's going to eat this and say that it's not good. I mean, maybe if I'm going to be critical, maybe I probably shouldn't be critical, but if I'm going to be critical, maybe it's a bit safe. Maybe it's a bit safe. Maybe they didn't take any chances. If you're introducing this with a jalapeno menu, maybe you should have put some spice in there. Just spice things up a little bit. That's probably a terrible idea. That's why I'm not the one making the food. But that's all I can think of. If the idea of this appeals to you, you'll like it because it's got brownie batter sauce, cookie dough, and a chocolate or vanilla frosty base. All the ingredients are good. They all do well together. It might be safe, but sometimes safe is delicious, and this is delicious. Whoever prepared this, they did not chintz out on the cookie dough. Every bite has had at least 2 pieces, so there's plenty of it in there. If you don't like cookie dough, why are you buying this in the first place? That's a good start. Now on to the next item, which is going to be the biscuit here. Let's take a closer look at this one. As soon as I opened that up, man, it was a strong smell of jalapenos, man. It just completely permeated the entire car. So we have, I mean, that's a fair amount of jalapenos for 9:30 in the morning, huh? Then we have bacon, cheese, and Mr. Egg pointing down there at the bottom. That's a lot of jalapenos for first thing in the morning. Woo! I can't say I was really looking to torch my tongue this early in the morning, but I'm going to do it anyways. It looks delish. It smells hot. But here we go. I'm gonna try to get everything in one bite here. I didn't get enough jalapeno. I gotta be fair, I didn't get enough. I wish the bacon was a little crispier. Personal preference, but I'm not into that floppy of bacon. I don't know if it's just me, but jalapenos don't seem to burn my mouth like they used to. Like I can eat them, you know, like they just don't bother me anymore. They're like pickles to me. They don't bother me at all. But when you get a bite that's loaded in jalapenos, that's clearly going to be the primary taste of this sandwich. I don't think it overpowers it. I was worried that it might overpower the rest of the sandwich. It doesn't. To me, it adds a lot more flavor and spice to the sandwich that's otherwise a little bit on that kind of, you know, generic side. How many biscuit, bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches have you ever had in your life? A lot, and they're all pretty standard. Take the jalapenos out, none of the other flavors really stand out. Add the jalapenos, that's like you got a leader of the pack. The rest are just a bunch of followers. They're a bunch of beta ingredients with the alpha jalapenos. That's right. I think it's good. In fact, me personally, I'd probably buy that over a normal one without the jalapenos because that extra flavor, that extra bite, I prefer. If you don't like jalapenos, I would avoid it like the plague. Of course, you're not interested in this anyways. But I got one more thing to try out, and that is the potatoes. Let's do that next. And here we are. Now, this is supposedly the normal seasoned breakfast potatoes with smoked applewood bacon, jalapenos, and Swiss cheese added. Is that Swiss cheese? I guess it is. I mean, that looks pretty good. And they got layers of it too. This might be right up my alley here. Let's take a bite of this. All right, here we go. I'm gonna try to get everything in one bite here. I get a jalapeno, get some cheese, some bacon, and of course a potato. So far, your brethren have been pretty good. Don't let me down. That's good. I gotta try more. That's pretty good. All right, to me, this is the one that stands out to me of the 3 I've tried so far. Between the Frosty and the biscuit and the potatoes. Potatoes, they're rocking, man. The potatoes are bold. Has a bold flavor. The potatoes by themselves are good. Then you add on bacon and cheese and jalapenos. If you like jalapenos, these potatoes are already like A-list as it is. They're like A+ now. This takes them to a level that was previously unattainable by these potatoes. These are good. All the flavors are there, but the potatoes are nicely cooked. They're not overcooked or undercooked. The bacon on these potatoes are more crispy. The one on the biscuit was a little bit on floppy side. This is much better cooked bacon. The bacon is better. The potatoes are spicier. The jalapenos add a lot of bite to it. The cheese even comes through as well. I was afraid that wouldn't. It does. If you like jalapenos, man, it's hard to say no to this one. Potatoes are so far the best. I got more to try later, but right now, I'm definitely liking these potatoes. It still seems like a lot to be eating this early in the morning, but man, my taste buds are tingling in the best possible way. They're tingling. I finally have kind of some heat in my mouth. You know, I guess as you get older, your taste buds die or something. I don't know, but my taste buds are coming back to life. I got this nice heat in my mouth. I'm enjoying it. But what I'm not going to enjoy is not going to an appointment. But I'm going to have to take a little break here, go to my appointment, and then later I'll finish up with the other items on the menu for Wendy's. But so far, the first round, cookie dough Frosty, good. A bit safe, but good. It's only 3 ingredients. The biscuit I liked. The bacon was a little on the floppy side, but it took an average sandwich and made it a little bit better because I like the jalapenos. And the potatoes, that's top tier for me. Everything in there is good. Everything came out, and I'm very happy with it. Got more to try. appointment first, and I'll catch up with you later. By the way, there is a sausage version of that biscuit, but I can't say I'm a big fan of fast food sausage, so I passed on that. I don't know what happened. I used to like fast food sausage when I was younger, but I really can't eat it anymore. So I did pass on that one. So I apologize if anybody wanted me to see me taste that one, but I'm already biased. I wouldn't give it a good review because I don't like fast food sausage. The other thing to point out is that on the potatoes, that cheese really helped avoid what would be an otherwise dry dish. You get all these dry ingredients, but that cheese really helped balance out the texture of it, so I was pretty happy with that. You know, whereas my mouth has adapted to be able to handle a wider variety of foods as I've gotten older, especially spicy. My stomach has gone the opposite direction. So as this food is starting to settle a little bit, kind of not feeling so great. Bacon, cheese, jalapenos, buttery biscuits on top of a cookie dough Frosty. Yeah. All right, appointment is over. I've been to Wendy's number 2. It is time for taste test number 2. That's right. I'm doing it. Now for taste test number 2, I got 2 things. I've got the watermelon energy drink. They have 3 drinks. There was a lemonade. There was another one that I can't remember. And then the energy, which is the one that looked good to me. And then of course the star of the show, the headliner of the event, is the Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger. Now the Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger was $6.79. The watermelon energy was $3.09. Let's see my earlier receipt here. The biscuits and the small cookie dough Frosty were all $4.49 each, and the potatoes were a lowly $2.59, and they were my favorite so far. So the potatoes still seem the way to go. But anyways, I'm gonna try the energy drink first because I want to try the Jalapeno Ranch last because it is the main event. I'm not sure what to expect. I don't even know what's in this. I'll have to check, but it's supposed to be a watermelon energy drink. Here we go. Now, I ordered a watermelon energy drink, but that tastes like lemonade. It tastes like watermelon and lemonade. Are my taste buds deceived? Have I gone down the wrong path? Do I not understand what I'm even experiencing here? Let me just receipt again. It says watermelon energy, but it has a lemonade taste to it. It tastes like watermelon and lemonade. So either the watermelon energy tastes like the lemonade, or I got the lemonade. It's good, but man, is it sweet. It is sweet. Has a nice little tart bite to it. That's good. It's very pleasant tasting. If I drink this whole thing, and this I think is a small. This small was $3.09. If I drank this whole thing, I would be doubled over in pain from the sugar hitting my stomach. I cannot handle that much sugar. But it's very tasty though. It's one of the sweetest things I think I've ever drank ever. When I was younger, I would have really liked it. But now I have to kind of sip it. I'll probably finish it throughout the day, but I can't have that much sugar in one sitting. No way. I know I'm always talking about that, and it's probably getting old for anybody who watches this channel, but I can't have that much sugar. I can't do it. Us Gen Xers, we're sensitive to everything. But I'll probably use this to wash down my boiga, which is coming up next. Let's crack this open and see what's inside. Now, I just got the single. Let's take a look inside here. Whoa, look at that. They did not chintz on the jalapenos. It's perfectly, look how nice and uniform that looks. They're very nicely laid out. So it supposedly has jalapeno ranch, jalapenos, tomato cheese, and a hamburger. Man, that looks good. Now, I've had about 40,000 singles in my life. Completely exaggerated, that's not even true at all. But let's just go with it. So ingredient-wise, there's not much difference between this and a single except for the jalapeno ranch and the jalapenos. But that sure looks good though. First taste. I'm gonna try to make sure I get a jalapeno in there. All right, there we go. My one bite impression, I love the jalapeno ranch and the jalapenos. Those two really add, it feels like the single is just like the base. It's almost like the Frosty. You have the chocolate base, you add it onto it. This has a single base, you add it onto it. It definitely adds another layer. I like the heat. I like the bite of the jalapenos. The jalapeno ranch is smooths it out a little bit. That's a winner right there. Wendy's has always been kind of underrated to me. They're like one of the few, if only, major chains that don't have frozen patties. I mean, their burgers are good, but for some reason, they just don't get the love that like In-N-Out does. I don't know. I think I actually like the sauce better than the jalapenos on there. I like them both. It's a genius move to have jalapenos and jalapeno ranch. Great addition. But when I first bite into it, first I get the jalapeno ranch. The heat from the jalapenos come later. But man, that's good. If you like heat, gotta try this one. If you like sweet, you should definitely try this. All right, if I had to rank everything on this menu that I tried so far, keeping in mind there were 2 drinks I didn't try, and I also didn't try the sausage version of the biscuit, keeping that in mind, I would say the hamburger's first. The single's already good as it is. Then you add the jalapeno ranch and the jalapenos. Excellent. Potatoes are right behind that, number 2. I have no complaints about that whatsoever. And it was also by far the cheapest. Close third would be the cookie dough Frosty. No complaints there. Maybe it's not the most original thing in the world, but it does taste quite good. The bottom 2 slots are for the watermelon energy drink and the biscuit. Both I think are still pretty good, but I think I would put the watermelon above that, biscuit last. Even in last place, the biscuit isn't that bad. But my bacon was a bit on the floppy side. And, you know, all the other ingredients really didn't really add much. So that's my ranking. I'm a fan of Wendy's. I think Wendy's is underappreciated, and I think they did a good job with this. And with that, I'm full. I'm probably going to regret this later, and I'll probably end up having to take a nap. That's what you do when you're old and you don't want to taste a bunch of food on camera. But I'm ready to go home and see Bailey, and then probably take a nap. Look at all these crappy political signs on the side of the road. Like every empty field is full of political signs. Like, does that do any good? Does it do any good? Having some random name, some random face nobody's ever heard of? You know, I'm actually finishing off this watermelon energy drink. The more I drink it, the more I get what they're going for. Now, my first thought was it kind of tasted like lemonade and watermelon, which they already have one that does that. It's supposed to be notes of fruit and candied watermelon. And as I've gotten further down into it, I do see that it has more of a fruity flavor than just lemonade with the watermelon. It's very good. It's just this sugary sugar. Obviously there's no like 0-calorie version or a non-sugar version of that. The taste is very good, but you know what though? Once in a while, you gotta splurge and just go for it. And I think that if you want to try something very sweet, watermelon flavored, this might be the way to go. And you got a little boost of caffeine in there as well. So I think the caffeine boost is kind of fighting against my urge to go to sleep from all that food I ate. So they're kind of battling right now. And I don't know which one's gonna win, but I'm gonna move on to the rest of my day now that my taste test is over. And I'm gonna have to try to burn off a few of these extra calories I took in today, because it was a lot. Well, that's about it for this day. Now, it was a pretty long day. I've talked a lot. I don't think I need to say much more. I will say though, if you haven't joined my newsletter or my Discord, consider joining one or both of those. My newsletter, I send out alerts for new uploads, and I've been sending out a new midweek email of some of my favorite picks of various products. And on Discord, I'm on there at least once a day, chatting with people who have like minds and follow this channel. So stop by there and say hi. I'd love to hear from you. But that's it for this day. If you've tried the new Wendy's menu items, let me know what you think in the comments below. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time.